Okay, so now we have this weird sort of thing, like it's part of a yo-yo, okay, some kind of round, although it's 0.9 meters. It's pretty big. It's a big yo-yo. And P is pulling up, and that's going to try and make that thing sort of rotate around, okay? And so it's going to try to rotate this way, okay? So P is creating a positive moment there, like that. And it's going to be important to know how it wants to rotate so we can figure out what we need to do with our friction when we get to that, okay? So let's get our low-hanging fruit here first. We've got the weight, mg, and I'm going to have a normal force here. Okay, now the wheel is going to want to slide, okay? It's going to want to slide, and so the friction's got to prevent that. So it's trying to slide right, so my friction's got to go left, there. So I've got a normal force, and I've got some friction, okay? Now let's go over to point B, and we can see, oh, it's in contact, so we have another normal force, okay? Now I've got two normal forces. I need to label them, so we'll call this A, we'll call this guy B, okay? And I'm going to have two frictions, so we might as well call that B, and it's trying to go slide down the wall, okay? And so that means the friction is going to be pushing up like this. So there's FA, okay? So I've got NAFA and NBFB, okay? Now, what I want to go ahead and do sort of right here on my diagram, think about it like an asset, okay, is I want to, because FB and NB are connected, all right? And so FB, if it's operating at its max, is mu times NB, okay? So that may be a relationship that comes in handy later on. All right, and let's do the same thing at A. So FA is mu times NA, just like that. Okay, now let's do our free body diagram. So we're here, here, okay, and we've got P up. All right, now let's move over to point A. At point A, I've got FA up. And I've got NA here. If I move to B, I've got NB up. It's getting messy. And I've got FB here. And then finally, we've got the weight. Whew, that is a lot going on. Okay. All right. So next step that we always take, let's look what's happening at X. Let's look what's happening with Y forces. So I'm just going to start with the Y forces here. Okay, and so we've got FA is up. We've got P is up. We've got NB is up. And my weight is down. Okay. Very good. All right. Now let's look at our horizontal forces. Okay. And I'm gonna start them over here. Because if you haven't already figured it out, this is going to get a little messy, okay? But my horizontal forces are pretty easy to deal with since I only have two. I've got minus FB is equal to NA, just like that, okay? All right, now let's think about unknowns for just a second. Okay, what do we have that are unknowns? Okay, well, we don't know this, we don't know this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I got 5 unknowns, which means I'm going to need 5 relationships. Okay, when I get into this. So what do we have in terms of relationships? Well, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and we still have our moment to work with. Okay. All right. So, but before I get to the moment, I want to try and kind of simplify some things. All right, let's use what we know here. So that actually turns out to be a plus there, like that. Those are equal and opposite. Okay. And so I want to get rid of the F's and substitute in my relationships with the normal force. So FB becomes mu NB. Okay, so I've got mu NB is my NA, like that. Okay, so that kind of helps out. And then flipping over to my Y information, I want to do the same thing. So here I've got mu NA plus P plus NB. And let's take the mg to the other side. We got that right there. Okay. Oh, pretty cool. Okay, so now if we think about the unknowns, what we've done. Okay, so now I've got 1, 2. All right, we already counted that one. We already counted that one. 3. Okay, so now I just have 3 unknowns. All right, and so okay, this is a little less crazy to look at. So let's go use our moment and see what other information we can get. Okay, and so I've got different choices. We could do it in the middle. We could do it where P connects. We could do it at B. We could do it at A. I'm just going to sort of arbitrarily pick A as a place to do it. All right, with this problem, A or B is a good choice because then you eliminate either NB or NA. Okay, so just don't do it in the middle because then you're going to get, it's going to make it messier before it gets better. So here we go. So we're going to look at the moment and let's do it around A, like so. Okay, so let's start with FB. FB is creating a negative moment. Okay, and it's a distance of 0.9. Okay, FB, like that. And then NB is going to create a positive moment. It's also at a distance of 0.9. All right, and that's a point right there. Okay, and then the weight is also at a distance of 0.9. Okay, so we're going to put minus 0.9 mg. And then, oh, it's getting a little messy here. P is a positive moment. Okay, and sorry, I gotta scoot it down here just a little bit. So to get P, I'm over to the center and then over a little bit more. Okay, so it's 0.9 plus 0.6 P, and that's equal to 0. Okay, so let me just double check. So no moment from NA, no moment from FA. We got the moment from FB. We got the moment from NB. We got the moment from P and the weight. Okay, so hooray, we're good to go there. Okay. Okay, now let's do the substitution with FA and FB. Well, just FB in this case. Okay, so we're going to have minus 0.9. FB is mu NB, okay, plus 0.9 NB, okay, minus 0.9 mg plus 1.5 P is 0. Okay, oh, look at that. Now I've got NB and I've got P in there. Okay, just like that. Okay, so let me simplify it up just a little bit. Okay, so we're going to have 1.5. And then I've got my 0.9 is in common, so I'm going to say this. I'm going to go plus, oops, forgot my P. That's not cool. Okay, so plus 0.9 NB. Okay, and then we've got 1 minus mu. Okay, so that's what we have left here, all right? So I got my 0.9s in both, NB in both. So I'm left with minus mu plus 1. So that's what I have here, okay? Just like that. Okay, and then this is equal to 0.9 mg. Okay, so that equation has been reduced to 2 unknowns, okay? So let's go back to our Y information, all right? And we have this relationship right here that we can work with. So we're going to take that and we're going to dump it in here for NA. Okay. And it's going to look a little bit crazy because we're going to have a mu, and NA is a mu NB plus P plus NB is Mg. Okay. So then if I simplify things, I'm going to have P plus NB onto 1 plus mu squared is equal to Mg. Just like that. Okay? All right, and there we go. So I'm not going to take it out any further than that. Okay, just for the sake of time. All right. But what you've got now is you've got 2 equations and 2 unknowns. Okay, so you could plug it into whatever calculator you want, or solve it whatever you need to do in order to get that to pop out of there for you. Okay, so all right, there we go. How do I stop?